R-Truth shouldn't be in the world title segments or anything like that. WWE has painted him as this clown, and him in the main event picture will just seem off and weird. Just leave him. These are the type of hot takes, or dare I say, rage bait you're going to see in this video. So people, what about it? Should R-Truth become a champion in the WWE? Now, I do agree with this point. It doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever. But here's something I've realized about professional wrestling, my dear people. When there's a will, there's a way. I guess I agree with this because look at what happened with Jinder Mahal. They gave him the championship even though he was losing all the freaking time. I honestly believe this was a pretty cool moment, but it didn't make sense. Nobody thought it's believable. If somehow, someway, R-Truth is going to have this crazy ass win record for like 6 months, and you know, we finally take him seriously and he says some shit like, I never took this seriously, but now I'm locked in. I no longer see why the horse is in front of me. I'm sane. That's what I'm telling you, man. If Drew McIntyre's transformation didn't tell you anything, I don't know a better example I could give you. It could always work out. It's just that especially right now with John Cena ruining wrestling and somebody needs to save professional wrestling, it shouldn't be a 53-year-old R-Truth. It probably shouldn't even be CM Punk, as much as I would pop for that. Whether we like it or not, Cody probably makes the most sense. But here's what I'm telling you. When there's a will, there's a way. John Cena is even better as a heel. Plus, either way, people will still say John Cena sucks. Now, if we're looking at his career, it's diabolical to say that he's better as a heel because 90% of it he was a babyface, the best-selling babyface. Like, yes, maybe we didn't like him at a certain point, but kids went crazy for John Cena. Kids went crazy, your wife went crazy for John Cena. I don't regret WWE's decision to turn him heel. Even if this heel turn goes to absolute shite, at least I get to appreciate this moment right here. CM Punk's return, John Cena's heel turn, some of the recent moments as a wrestling fan that I will never take for granted and never forget. That was kind of beautiful, wasn't it? That was kind of beautiful. Jey Uso should have kept the title and go heel so he can go against Sami Zayn. It's one of these things where so many ideas right now in the WWE could work so well. I see your point. I definitely feel like it would have been a great storyline, especially with Jey and not Sami Zayn turning heel. But WWE gonna be WWE. They are appreciating their merch sales. Merch sales. Oh my god, so much money. That's why he's not gonna turn heel anytime soon. Now, at the same time, I know this shit's scripted and stuff, but Sammy's and Jay's relationship is that type of relationship you don't want to end. Like, I would be hurt as a wrestling fan to see Jey Uso turning his back on Sami Zayn. Don't do that. After everything you've been through, you eating son of a bitch. Boiling hot take. Oh my god, it's a boiling hot take. Don't say I didn't tell you LA Knight is taking that title off Cena. I'm seeing this more and more, people. I'm seeing this more and more. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, man. If he was a bit younger, maybe WWE would do it. Not my problem. I don't care. If he ends up taking the championship off Cena, I'm gonna think it's the best shit that ever happened. When it comes to me as a wrestling fan, I try to keep my expectations realistic. Cody is the one who's probably taking that championship. Is it a bit boring? Yes. Does it make the most sense? Also, yes. Will I be mad if WWE goes the unpredictable route and give the fans what they want in a very shocking moment where nobody expects LA Knight to win the championship? Sure, I'm gonna be happy. The SmackDown Tag Team division is the most entertaining division this year. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's the most entertaining division with all the great rivalries we got. I think compared to Raw's tag team division, you're definitely spitting. It's a big part of SmackDown. A lot of shit keeps happening. Everybody wants these championships. When you look at Monday Night Raw, the New Day are tag team champions right now, which I appreciate, but they ain't really doing shit. You do have some legit tag teams, but it seems like nobody really cares about these titles, and the decision to put the Raw Tag Team Championship, the World Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania, and not the SmackDown one is a bit of a crime. R-Truth didn't need to come back. Releasing him wasn't a bad decision. Ooh, that is some rage bait right here. That is some rage bait! Are you shaking, wrestling fans, right now? Are you shaking? How are you doing, wrestling fans? Okay, I mean, I disagree. The fact that it got such a big reaction, the fact that this situation happened in the first place, the "We Want Truth" chants, basically WWE fans absolutely taking over WWE television somewhat, I think it proves that it was a bad decision. You know, it was a bad decision to release R-Truth. He's one of the most beloved wrestlers in the WWE. Plenty of them were, like even Dolph Ziggler, but I feel like R-Truth resonates with fans so much because he's so different. We don't have anybody else like that in the WWE. He's absolutely hilarious, which is kind of crazy in a way, and I'm not complaining, but the fact that this is what got him over and they brought him back with a different character, it's kind of weird. Seth Rollins' faction is underwhelming so far compared to how good the Bloodline was. Well, it's a very unfair comparison. I think nothing will ever come close, for a while at least, to how special the Bloodline really was. Like, such a great story, such a great faction, got so many fans back into wrestling. My brother was always a bit of a wrestling fan, but once that, Bloodline storyline kicked in, he was like, holy shit, this is good. I even have some friends who didn't watch wrestling since they were like 10 years old, and they checked out like SummerSlams, WrestleManias and shit because of how hot WWE was back then. I think the faction is still kinda decent, but we still don't have a lot of information. What's the name? What is the name? Why can't we get a new theme song? Stuff like this. And WWE seemed to forget that, presentation matters so much in the WWE. All great talent, but something ain't clicking for me yet. I like it, I'm not crazy over it. Fans want people like Karrion Kross, LA Knight, and even R-Truth to get a push. I can tell you they're gonna flop. Good characters, but as performers, they're boring and not world champion material, just like Jey Uso. What do you mean boring performers? What does that even mean? When you look at the history of professional wrestling, especially the WWE, every face of the company, every big, gigantic, mainstream main eventer is just a decent wrestler who's not doing all this crazy-ass flippy shit. All the wrestling is fine. That's not me complaining about it. I can appreciate it all. Like, especially right now, I've learned there's something for everybody, and that's completely fine. When it comes to WWE, though, especially the WWE, it's all about the characters. You can even be a mid-wrestler and still be the top guy in the WWE, and that's completely fine. Hot take, you should return back to GM mode videos and WWE gameplay videos. Those were so fun and great. You will have more fun than the review videos, I think. I think I'm having a lot of fun right now, man. I used to be like, I can't say this or joke about this because people will get mad, but then I realized maybe I don't want these type of people in the first place. I love my audience. I'm making videos for my audience. The Great One videos for the Great One viewers. That's it. But you will definitely see more gameplay videos. When it comes to GM mode, I can definitely do it because it's wild how entertaining these videos can get with all the messages you get from wrestlers and shit, but I'm not very good at it, especially right now after not playing the game mode for like a year. If you're okay with that, if you're okay with watching the Great One sucking, I mean in a video game, then I'll do it. It wouldn't make any sense, and this is a stupid idea. No judgment. No judgment in the Great One's rage bait zone. But I would love to see a faction made up of wrestlers that have been mistreated by TKO and the WWE, such as Ron Killings, LA Knight, and Karrion Kross. They could be like Retribution, but 10,000 times more interesting and cooler. You know what? I don't hate it. I know it's wild. I know it's very universe mode-ish. I can see it loading in my PlayStation 5. Shut the fuck up, PlayStation. It's crazy because we've seen something like this before when we got this authority storyline. Guys like Ziggler, Miz, who are kinda in reality being mistreated, but especially in storylines, they kinda banded together to fight against the authority. Something like this. If it makes sense for a storyline, I wouldn't complain, but just for the sake of breaking the fourth wall, I don't feel like it would work. If we get some kind of a storyline out of it, where they're like, I was supposed to get my championship opportunity, I got screwed by the authority, whatever the authority is right now, I can see that happening definitely, It's cool shit. I be like you cool shit. Wrestling fans have either short attention span or they quickly see the negative in certain booking decisions without even giving it a chance or consideration. That is true, man. That is true. Because wrestling is so different from most media. You don't know what's gonna happen next. It's happening every week. So, you have so much time to actually jump into conclusions and shit. And I'm guilty of this too, but lately I'm like, let it play out. If it sucks, then we can bitch about it. But also I sometimes I kind of have to be a hypocrite because I make wrestling content, so I have to give you my opinion, like a prediction. But I think for the most part, I definitely agree with this point. What about Seth Rollins? For the love of God! How dare you disrespect the tribal forehead? How dare I speak multiple languages and mess up shit from time to time? Seth Rollins. I'm a Lithuanian. I should be speaking Lithuanian and Russian languages or some shit, and here I am talking in fluid English. Okay, I'm just joking around, don't take it personally, I don't give a shit, but okay, let me suck my dick for a second right here. Not enough people appreciate the fact that I have to be entertaining and also speak in English, something I never do outside of my videos. It almost pisses me off when I see some YouTubers, English-speaking YouTubers, Americanos, and they're still boring. How can you have English as your native language and still be so goddamn boring? LNet is better than Sammy winning the championship. Both are cool. Both are cool, I'm not gonna complain, ain't gonna hear any bitching from ya boy, the tribal forehead, great one. I think both scenarios are great. I'll say this though, LNet winning the championship would be a bit more shocking right now. John Cena heel turn is a dream come true, just wish there was more creative moments like this SmackDown and longer rivalries. Yes, they definitely went wild on this past SmackDown and I wish, they did something more like that. My explanation was, I wish WWE changed when John Cena turned heel. Now it's kinda getting there where everybody wants that championship, everybody wants to save professional wrestling, everybody is going wild. I don't want to say it's too late now, but it should have happened a bit earlier. John Cena's heel turn should have been this WWE was a lie moment. Everything was a lie. Jay shouldn't have been World Heavyweight Champion, business-wise. Belt or no belt, Jay fans will still yeet, so why not elevate another star who need it? Okay, no disrespect, I appreciate that you wrote this because it's great material, but at the same time, I hate this idea, people. You made me realize this right now. I hate this idea that, we shouldn't give this person a championship because he's over already. What do you mean by that? Like, you also need to elevate championships. Also, in this weird world of professional wrestling where everything's scripted, this is like a promotion. If you're over, if the fans are connecting with you, your promotion is the top position in the WWE, a world championship. It just makes sense to me. Obviously, there are so many different cases and scenarios and, always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, I hate this idea. Demon Finn Balor makes a surprise return and wins the Royal Rumble. This could be generational. I gave up on Balor at this point, man. He's the Dolph Ziggler of WWE right now. It sucks, but that's the reality. And I don't really see him turning babyface either. I think he's gonna be the heel out of this Judgment Day shit. Michael Cole is the best commentator of all time. I'm not gonna argue with that. Obviously, he's definitely up there. One of the most reliable people in professional wrestling business. I love Michael, and the weird thing is I always did. Even when he was a heel doing the weird ass shit, there's some charm in it. It's so bad, it's good. You know what I mean? JR's voice though, it's just so iconic. Every moment, every meme, everything with JR's voice in it, it just hits different, man. It just, God Almighty, I can't believe he's broken in half. Oh my god. WWE stage designs matter more than people realize. The small stages currently just don't give the shows that big time feel anymore. I agree. When WWE have to do it because a lot of people bought the tickets, I get it. But for the most part, you make more money than ever before and you don't care. I hate it. I need the presentation. I want WWE to look more gritty in the first place. It's just, if you're not gonna do it for Raw and SmackDown, at least do it for premium live events. Maybe it's because I was a kid, but I used to look at WWE as this unachievable thing. Like, it's out of this world, this magical world with these crazy ass arenas. How is it even possible? And now it's just so modernized. It doesn't feel like, I don't know how to explain that. In a way, I feel with wrestlers the same way too, but that's mostly probably because I'm not a kid anymore and I don't see these wrestlers as these holy things, you know? Like when I was younger, if I would meet a professional wrestler, I would probably pass out. Like, this is crazy. Now I'd probably just go, well, that's cool, you know? But same goes with the presentation. It just felt out of this world. I don't mind having old wrestlers become world champions. For me, a guy like Rey Mysterio definitely deserves a last title run. I'm not sure about Rey Mysterio right now, but I definitely agree. If it makes sense. Goldberg winning from The Fiend didn't make sense. CM Punk winning the championship this or next year? It kinda does. I could go into it, but my biggest argument is good television. If it's good television, it makes sense for an older guy to become a champion, do it. With all these sponsors, it's going to be hard to take mysterious and creepy wrestling gimmicks serious. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Oh my god, it's The Undertaker! It's The Undertaker sponsored by Dude Vibes! Kinda have to agree. I hate the fact that Cody is kissing the Prime bottle. Why you do that? Don't do that. CM Punk is the only guy that can make John Cena's heel turn finally enjoyable. Well, he actually said that himself. In a way, I don't feel like that's legitimately true. But again, Punk is an older guy. He has history with CM Punk. Good television is good television. And I'm not sure if he's the only one who can. There are plenty of wrestlers that could have a great program with John Cena, especially the nostalgia ones. Like, that's when nostalgia works. I know people hate it, but it just simply works, man. Bronson Reed shouldn't have been added to Seth's new faction. There are other talent that could have benefited more from this spot. I don't mind Bronson Reed joining. I just hope somebody else is joining later. That's my biggest wish, I guess, because Bronson and Braun are kind of similar in a way, two giants, you know, somewhat. Austin Theory, Carmelo, you know, one of these guys I feel like could really fit in. A Logan Paul and Shane McMahon program would do numbers. This is hilarious. I get what you mean, but even Saudi Prince is thinking you're wilding right here. Saudi Prince is like, what the f***, don't do that at Crown Jewel. I get what you mean, nuclear heat. Carmelo Hayes is the most underutilized guy on the entire roster. He's definitely up there. My biggest counter would be is that at least he's getting TV time. He's on SmackDown almost every week. Guys like Grayson, guys like Austin Theory are not on television at all, for the most part. Someone at TKO must hate Karrion Kross as he's a Triple H guy, so that's why he isn't being pushed. I think we're leaning into conspiracy theories a bit too much right here. I don't know. I don't believe that. And finally, most of the roster in the female division has no personality at all. Nothing like the last roster in past years. I still miss Sasha. First of all, wasn't really too big into Sasha, but I keep telling you, the women's division was never better in the WWE. Probably not even close. We had moments where the women's division was hotter in a way when Becky's rise happened. Like, they main evented Mania when Mania only had one main event. Obviously, there were times when the division was definitely hotter, but when you look at the talent, when you look at the amount of wrestlers we have, the amount of personalities we have, I'm gonna have to disagree. I think it was never better. But that's all I got for you today. Have more hot takes or rage bait? Go into the comments below and leave a reply. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, your boy The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.